Hi, I'm Martha Ellen Stores.
I'm Mimi Bauer.
I'm Catherine Chase.
I'm Princess N-O-C-K.
And our sustainable fashion brand is called Formally Fair.
Our slogan is stylish, sustainable.
In our executive summary, we explained kind of the gap that we're trying to fill in the industry. So we talked about how we base our business model after several very successful sustainable brands, including Everlane, Patagonia, Allbirds, and Outdoor Voices, because they all kind of have a different strength that we felt that we could really put together and use for our business model. Our target market is 18 to 26-year-olds because we're doing formal wear, and we really think that that is the target market. So there's so many sustainable brands now that have been so successful after the past several years, but there isn't really one formal sustainable brand that has monopolized the market. Like Everlane has really monopolized the everyday wear, but there isn't really one that has all the formal wear. So that's what our goal is.
For a company overview, our name is Formally Fair, as we said, and our image will hopefully be to consumers as a really transparent, honest brand that gives all of the information about our production to our consumers, and we provide on-trend formal wear, but a sustainable approach. And we're trying to give a product that's unlike anything else in the market, as Mimi said. It's going to be sustainable, stylish, and affordable. And our market is, although ethical fashion has become more apparent in the fashion world, there's definitely a gap missing for formal wear because usually sustainable brands are focusing more on everyday wear and things like that. And we're also going to be a partnership because partnerships are relatively easy to start up and there's easy to raise capital.
Okay, so we're in the apparel industry. And so currently, a statistic was done for the year of 2019, and it showed that the revenue, created by the apparel industry was $348,300 million US dollars, and that's just alone for the United States. So basically, this market has an estimated growth of 1.9% each year. And when you compare the U.S. and globally, or when you compare the revenue globally, the U.S. China has generated the second highest in comparison to the U.S. and their revenue is about $322,000 and $161 million U.S. Dang, I'm sorry, I'm not good at math. When comparing the total population figures in 2019, there was an estimate of $1,058. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, $1,000 was generated in revenue per person, and globally, the market is projected to grow from $1 trillion in the U.S., and that was generated in 2015 to about $1.5 trillion by 2020. So basically, this statistic shows that the industry is increasing, so there's always a demand for clothing, and that's around the entire world, not just the U.S.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about our customer analysis. And so our consumer market in 2019, retail sales are expected to rise a lot because more people are working and making more money, and it's leading to a rise in consumer confidence. And so in our consumer market, since there's that rise in consumer confidence met with a current urge to increase sustainable practices and seek out clothing that's ethically sourced, our consumer market will be more willing to spend on fashionable garments that align with their own environmental missions. And then our target market, our consumers are primarily 18 to 26-year-old females. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, that would put their average weekly income anywhere from $422 to $776 a week. They're prominently single and college graduates or currently pursuing college degrees. And then our consumers care about preserving natural resources, but they're still like, they want to be on trend and fashion forward. And then also at that age, you're pretty busy, so they want clothes that are really easy to attain, like easy to get shipped to them, easy to return. And then finding formal clothes for events ranging from like college formals to work events to weddings and other things where they might need formal wear. And then the key values of our customers are price, because while they are probably more willing to spend if they know it's aligning with their environmental missions, they still have other expenses, so it's important to keep our prices fair. Quality, because it's important that they both like appear to be high quality pieces and that they're durable and they'll last multiple wears and last a long time. And then obviously sustainability, because this is both at the heart of our brand and our consumers' values, and we both want environmentally responsible clothes, but that are still on trend. Oops.
So like Martha Ellen said, like we took into account like all of these factors that women age 18 through 26 look for when they're shopping for different brands. So for competitive analysis, we took 3 different brands: Rent the Runway, Everlane, and Mara Hoffman. These are all 3 like very valued, sustainable brands in the industry right now. So we kind of compared these and like saw what we could take from these 3 different companies and how we could make them into our business model so we could really make it the best that we could. So just briefly going over these, Rent the Runway is primarily focused on formal wear, and it's one of its main features is it's like the only one of its kind that's like completely renting. So you can do like different plans and all this stuff and rent these really expensive clothes, but it ends up being really good for sustainability because it eliminates the waste part of it. Ranges in price anywhere from $30 to $800 just to rent, and the target market is definitely young, fashion-forward women. Everlane is another one that we're looking at a lot, and we really admire it because it's so transparent. So that's something that we're trying to take for our business model as well. It's for men and women, but it doesn't really have that formal wear aspect, so that's kind of another reason why we're trying to drive towards that. It's definitely more affordable also. It ranges in price. There are items anywhere from $30 to $350, and they have really anything you would need from like underwear to jeans to shirts to outerwear. So it's really booming company right now, so we're definitely looking at that. And then Mara Hoffman is the other one. It's all fair trade and it's eco-friendly. They have anything from swimsuits, everyday wear, and they have formal dresses for women. But it's definitely more expensive. Like swimsuits can be anywhere from $300 to $500. Formal wear is usually around $400 to $600. So it's a good sustainable company and it's very popular, but at the same time it's on such a high end of the price point that we're kind of trying to eliminate that and make it more accessible to more people. So we're going to try to hit that target price point. So what our competitive strategy is really that we're combining all the strategies of the competitors that I just talked about. So taking Everlane, like the transparency, like we're really trying to say like how the factories are and, you know, where we get our materials and sourcing and everything like that. And then from Rent the Runway and Mara Hoffman, we're kind of trying to use their strategies of being super fashion forward and at the peak of all of the runway styles, because that's really what they advertise and do really well at. Also, we talked about how all of these brands that are for formal wear are very overpriced for women, where people, some people pay anywhere from $700 to $1,200 just for a dress that you only wear a couple times. So we really believe that if we're able to build this company and gain trust with our consumers, then they will want to invest in backup companies that have more sustainable practices, and then they'll be able to see the quality of our clothes and how important it is, to invest in these companies as opposed to other ones that aren't sustainable that they're upcharging so much for. So we're definitely challenging our competitors on terms of price, quality, and primarily environmental and ethical production processes, because that's very important to us.
So for our marketing plan, we mainly want to focus on the transparency that we've been discussing. We really want all of our customers that shop on our website to feel informed about how we make our clothes, their effect on the environment, and we plan to give customers a breakdown of all of these costs when they buy an item. So for another aspect of our marketing plan, we're going to have showrooms, and we're going to hold these in sorority houses that are near the UT campus. This is just where we're going to start in Austin. And we'll eventually expand, but we are trying to provide a sustainable approach to formal wear, but also our consumers are going to need to be able to access our clothes easily, and so we're thinking this will be a really easy way for them to come by and see all the clothes and like understand our mission once we explain it to them. And we're also going to work with a campus organization called the UT Green Greeks, which they are students who are involved in environmental sustainability, and so we're going to use some of these members of this organization to wear our designs and kind of spread the word about our goals. So for production, we're going to source everything domestically, which we think will appeal to our consumers because they can know exactly where the clothes are being made, and it'll ensure that our workers have fair, ethical wages and are treated correctly. And we also think that this will be a more accessible way for us as business partners to keep our factories accountable and make sure that they're doing everything we need for them to do to be sustainable and ethical. So as far as planet and profit go, it can be hard for companies to find a balance between environmental sustainability and still making a profit. So we're going to use a keystone markup for our clothes. So we're going to charge, we're going to take the production costs and double them to get what we charge consumers, which is actually a lot less than a lot of the sustainable companies right now are using. Like, for example, one of the companies we looked at was Everlane, and they actually mark up their clothes more than a keystone markup. So we're thinking this will help us be competitive and give the lowest prices possible to our customers. And we're also on our website going to use a similar approach to Everlane, which is the graphic shown here. They should tell you exactly how much the materials cost, the hardware, the labor, the duties, and the transportation of every item, and then you can see exactly how much the company is upcharging you. So you know exactly what went into making the garment you're going to wear, and then you can see how much you're being charged, which almost all companies don't show you that. So that'll be something unique about our company. And then for distribution, we're not going to work with outside retailers or intermediaries because we think this would kind of interfere with the transparent, honest mission that we're going for. We want our customers to be fully informed, and we think that if we include outside retailers, this could be messed up. So we're going to have a website. It's going to be really chic and minimalistic and provide photos of all the merchandise, as well as using this graphic that shows them how much each step in the process of making this garment cost, and then explains to them the practices we use. They can see which factory the garment was made in, and we're also going to try to use recycled materials as much as we can. So we're going to be very forward about that and just give all the information to our consumers.
So for promotion, it's going to be done through like a mixture of social media marketing, advertisements on YouTube, and television commercials. So with social media marketing, we'll use Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's just because like the majority of adults that are from the ages of 18 to 29 use social media, and of that number, 68% use Facebook, and 35% use like Instagram, 24% use Twitter, and 7% of Instagram users are 18 to 24 years old, and about half of Twitter users are 18 to 24 years old. And then for YouTube, 73% of adults use YouTube. So, and then because like our target market is also females, we're gonna also advertise doing TV commercials. So 59% of adults use cable as their primary source of watching TV versus like online streaming. So with that statistic, women are more likely to watch TV on cable versus online streaming.
Okay, and so I have some future projections for us. These are just like a few goals we've set for the company. Within 3 years, we hope that we have established a really solid and loyal client base, that we're continuing to steadily put out fashion-forward designs for them. And then within 5 years, we might consider moving into partnerships with the larger department stores, such as like Nordstrom, or like big online retailers, such as Revolve. And both of these bigger retailers are also known for being super reliable, so would be a really good partnership for us. And then we also may start to move into designs for older women in different age groups, like ages like ranging from 35 to 50 or above. And then some of our goals and expectations will primarily remain an online retailer, but like I said, consider partnering with other retailers and then also continuing to host various pop-up shops, and then maybe moving away from like college campuses and sorority houses into like pop-up shops in major U.S. cities like New York and Los Angeles. And then our brand will probably always be focused on formal wear because that's what it is. But we might expand into a line of like relevant accessories that are also sustainable, so something that would go with like the dresses and formal aspect, but like clutches or evening bags. So it kind of goes with our brand, but it would be like a little branch out. And then we hope to at some point expand internationally, maybe starting with the London market. And that is everything we have.